गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. We are in Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 31, verse number 15. And here, towards in the 13th and 14th verse, it was told, we are looking at the event of Lord going back to his realm, and it said, तथाप्य शेष स्थिति संभवाप्य वे येषु अनन्य हेतुर्यद शेष शक्ति दृक् नेच्छत प्रणेतुं वपुरत्र शेषितं मर्त्येन किं स्वस्थगतिं प्रदर्शयन्. In the 13th verse he said, thou being the independent cause of the evolution, continuance and destruction of the whole universe, wielding as he does all powers, the Lord did not, however, choose to retain his body here on the earth, demonstrating thereby to the world the sublimity of the ways of those established in the self, and showing their unconcernedness about the mortal body. He did not want to make the body an immortal one, because the rule of the world is everything that is coming into manifestation must go out of manifestation. And so is the case in the case of Mahatmas. Otherwise, he will set up a wrong precedent that people can go with their body to heavens, and so that wrong practices don't begin. He continued with the Maryada and functioned, and Lord is performing within the parameters of the rules of creation, that everything that comes into manifestation must go out of manifestation. Even though Lord is the material cause of the entire creation, yet he chose to take the body, not leave the body behind for the sake of the people or the devotees. And yet in some other texts it does come that I told you last week that he left the Balabhadra, Subhadra and Krishna form in Puri. That is the form that he has left behind. But that doesn't come in Bhagavatam. And then in the 14th verse he said, Ya etam prataruthaya krishnasya padavim param prayata kirtayet bhaktya tamevapnotyanuttamam. He says, he who rising from his bed in the morning sings with devotion and full of self-control the story of the aforesaid transcendent voyage of Sri Krishna to his own divine realm will attain to the same highest destiny. This is the Falashruti. See, Bhagwan is everywhere. The material that has gone into the creation is the divine. So where will Bhagwan go? The Lord Sri Krishna, when they say he transcended the mortal form, he is in and through every form. He just came back to his own essential self. This is what Mahatmas are. Even though they are in the body, they are ever the self. Therefore their vision with respect to the world is different. And no Mahatma, if you have come across, some of you have come across many, they are ready to heal the world, help the world, but never help themselves. Because if they help themselves, then they have considered themselves to be this body, only this body. As our Swamiji says, and scriptures also, the problem is not body identification. Then what is the problem? The problem is identification only with this body. Alright? You are all the bodies, in and you are present in all the bodies. So either you disidentify with this body or you identify with all the bodies. Conclusion is the same. But we are neither disidentifying with this body nor we are accepting all the bodies as ours. And we are hanging in between. Trishanku Maharaj. So where will the Lord go? He has got no place to go apart from him. He is everywhere. But that is the way the Leela is expressing. Continuing the story. Daruko dwarakametya vasudevo grasenayoho patitva charanavastraihi vastaihi अन्यषिञ्चत कृष्णविच्युतः कथयामास निधनं वृष्णीनां कृत्स्नशो नृप तच्छ्रुत्वोद्विग्नहृदया जनाः शोकविमूर्छिताः तत्र स्म त्वरिता जग्मुः कृष्णविश्लेषविह्वलाः व्यसवः शैरते यत्र ज्ञातयो घ्नन्त आननं देवकी रोहिणी चैव वसुदेवस्तथा सुतौ कृष्णरामावपश्यन्तः शोकार्ता विजहुः स्मृतिं प्राणांश्च विजहुस्तत्र भगवद्विरहातुराः उपगुह्य पतींस्ताथ चितामारुरुः स्त्रियः रामपत्न्यश्च तद्देहम् उपगुह्याग्निमाविशन् वसुदेवपत्न्यस्तद्गात्रं प्रद्युम्नादीन् हरे स्नुषाः कृष्णपत्न्यो विशन्नग्निं रुक्मिण्याद्यास्तदात्मिकाः. He says, दारुको द्वारकामेत्य वसुदेवोग्रसेनयोः पतित्वा चरणावस्त्रैः अन्यषिञ्चत् कृष्णविच्युतः. Returning to Dwarka and falling at the feet of Vasudeva Maharaj and the King Ugrasena, the old king, Kansa's father, falling at the feet of King Ugrasena, Daruka, the charioteer of Lord Krishna, bereft of Sri Krishna, bathed their feet with his tears. It was as if the life has gone out of the body. He narrated the story of the wholesale destruction of the Vrishnis. O Parikshit, grieved at heart to hear it, the people of Dwarka fainted with grief. So Krishna had said that in 7 days this is going to happen. Now everyone go to Prabhas Kshetra. If you remember the story, all the males should go to the Prabhas Kshetra for what? For doing the puja, archana, etc. and giving dhan, etc. of cows, wealth, clothes. And in the end, they got drinking, and as a result of that, they became enemies of each other. They became angered with each other, started arguing, and eventually killing each other. They even tried to excuse me, they even tried to harm Krishna and Balrama, and Krishna and Balram, then they finished the whole drama, and thus no one was left. And we saw Balramji, he took samadhi and left the body, and Krishna Bhagwan, he was hit by the arrow of the Jara, and with that, having told Daruka, given Daruka the instructions, he also went to his abode in Vaikunta. Upset at their separation from Sri Krishna, they hastened, beating their heads all the way to the spot where their kinsmen had been lying dead. Then they all from Dwarka went to Prabhas to see all the people dead. Probably they wanted to believe. Then in the 18th verse it says, Devaki Rohini Chaiva Vasudevas Tatha Sutau Krishna Rama Vapashyantaha Shokarta Vijahu Smritim. Then stricken with grief, not to perceive their sons Sri Krishna and Balrama, Devaki, Sri Krishna's mother, and Rohini, Balrama's mother, as well as their fathers, Vasudev lost their consciousness. They were so grief-stricken. Prananscha vijahustatra bhagavad virahaturaha upaguhya patinstat chitamaruruhu striyaha. The wives of Balrama entered the fire, embracing the dead body of Balrama. They performed sati, and the wives of Vasudev followed suit, hugging the, what are they saying here? The wives of Vasudev followed suit, hugging the latter's body, and the daughter-in-laws of Sri Krishna did the same, clasping to their bosom Pradyumna and others, the sons of the Lord. Similarly, Rukmini and others, the spouses of Sri Krishna, entered the fire with their minds fixed on the Lord. So here it is told differently. See, remember somewhere we heard, I was mentioning that Arjuna comes and anyway, let's see what the rest of the story tells. But here it is told Balram's wives, they performed sati, and so also Devaki and Pradyumna's wives and Rukmini and others who were Krishna's wives, they all performed sati there and then. यहाँ पे ऐसे लिखा है. But remember, he had told our Uddhavji Maharaj, tell Arjuna to come and take the women folk from Dwarka to Hastinapur and the children. Now let's see what happens. Arjuna preyasa sakhyuh krishnasya virahaturah atmanam santvayamasa krishna gitai saduktibih bandhunam nashtagotranam arjuna samparayikam hatanam karayamasa यथा वदनुपूर्वशः द्वारकां हरिणा त्यक्तां समुद्रोप्लावयत् क्षणात् वर्जयित्वा महाराज श्रीमद्भगवदालयं नित्यं सन्निहितस्तत्र भगवान् मधुसूदनः स्मृत्याशेषाशुभहरं सर्वमङ्गलमङ्गलम्. Let's read till here. Arjuna preyasa sakyuh krishnasya virahaturah atmanam santvayamasa krishna gitai saduktibih. Distressed at his separation from Sri Krishna, his beloved friend Arjuna comforted himself with the utterances of Sri Krishna contained in the Bhagavad Gita, full of veracious statements. He kept remembering what he must have remembered. He must have remembered क्लैब्यमास्मगम पार्थ ने सारी गालियाँ याद की होंगी उसने जब कृष्ण भगवान ने उसको डांटा होगा. He must have remembered the Virat Roop darshan that he had given to him. He must have remembered that. And many things throughout Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was very focused when he was listening. So he was remembering Krishna Gitai saduktibihi bandhunam nashta gotranam Arjuna samparayikam hatanam karayamasa yathavadhanupurvashaha. Arjuna then duly caused to be performed in order of seniority by competent priests funeral rites for the welfare in the other world of those of his kinsmen that had been slain on the battlefield and whose progeny too had perished in the war. Again, because all these were related to Arjuna. Arjuna was married to Subhadra. Arjuna was the disciple and devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. So all the entire Yadukul was, in other words, related to the Pandavas, and therefore he performs the last rites to all those, not only in the war but also in the who have also perished fighting each other at the Prabhas Kshetra. Then Dwarakam harina tyaktam samudroplavayat kshanat varjayitva maharaja Srimad Bhagavatalayam. Then he says the ocean drowned in an instant the city of Dwarka, forsaken as it was by Sri Krishna, barring, O great king, the palace of the Lord, which wipes out all evils in the forms of sins and calamities, and is the most auspicious of all auspicious things, in that Lord Sri Krishna, the slayer of the Devan Madhu, is ever bodily present there. In today's times we can't see anything there, but probably at that time the entire Dwarka city was submerged, pralaya, and only the abode, the main palace, that was remaining standing. Nityam sannihitastatra Bhagavan Madhusudana Smritya Shesha Shubharam Sarva Mangala Mangalam. And what is this? What do you call? The palace which is standing there, that is the most sarva, what is it given? Sarva Mangalam Mangalam. It is the most auspicious of the most auspicious. Then in 25th verse, Stri Bala Vruddhanadaya Hatasheshan Dhananjaya Indraprastham Samavesha Vajram Tatrabhyashechayat Shrutva Suhrudvadham Rajan Arjuna te pitamaha Tvam tu vanshadharam krutva Jagmu sarve mahapatham Yaetadeva devasya Vishnu karmani janma cha Kirtayet shraddhaya martyah Sarva papai pramuchyate Etham harer bhagavato ruchiravatara Viryani balacharitani cha chantamani Anyatra cheha cha shrutani gunan manushyaha Bhaktim param paramahamsa gatau labheta. He says, taking with him to Indraprastha, the former capital of the Pandavas, the women folk, infants and aged men that had survived the slain, and having settled them, Arjuna crowned as King Vajra, the surviving son of Aniruddha there. So, Krishna's great grandson Vajra, I think his name was Vajranabha. He was made the king of Indraprastha and was given all these people to take care. That became his subjects. And probably there at Indraprastha, when they were there, so many people had migrated from Hastinapur at that time. Hastinapur is a place near Meerut. Indraprastha is Delhi. And they have found artifacts of Pandava period in the Purana Kila in Delhi. Then in the 26th verse, Shrutva Suhrudvadham Rajan Arjunate Pitamaha Tvam tu Vanshadharam Krutva Jagmu Sarve Mahapatham. Then he says, hearing from the mouth of Arjuna, Shrutva Suhrudvadham Rajan. Who was the Raja that time? The king was Yudhishthir. And he heard, what did he hear? The story of what happened to the Yadukul. So, hearing from the mouth of Arjuna of the destruction of their kinsfolk, the Yadus, O king, your grandfather, Shukdevji Maharaj is telling Parikshit, O Parikshit, your grandfather. Who is your grandfather? Yudhishthir. Your grandfather, the Pandavas, all proceeded in a body to the Himalaya mountain on their voyage to the other world, appointing you, of course, as their successor on the throne of Hastinapur. And they went to Badrinath. From Badrinath, they wanted to go to Swargarohan. And that Swargarohan place is still there in the Himalayas. If you go to Badrinath, now road is there. Imagine at 5,500 years how they must have gone. They crossed Badrinath, they passed through Badrinath, and 7 kilometers from Badrinath is the Managaon. In the Managaon there is the only place where the Saraswati river is flowing, and it's quite a deep ravine, and the river is coming from a hole in a mountain. The river is coming, and Bhim, when he saw that there is an obstacle in their way, he plucked out a huge stone and he dropped it on the river, and that bridge is still there today. When you walk over the Saraswati river, if this is the river, these are the banks, hills, both sides. He dropped the rock and it's fallen on top of that. So just after you cross on the right hand side, you will see a Bhima Mandir also, a temple dedicated to Bhim. And from there, if you continue a little bit, you will see the Udgam Sthan of the Saraswati river. She flows for 1.5 kilometers and joins Alaknanda and goes underground. After having crossed the bridge, all the 5 Pandavas, I think by now Draupadi has already dropped her body or she's with them, I don't know. But the dog is still there with them. And then they want to go to the Vasundhara Falls. And from Vasundhara Falls, they go to the further up, there is a Narad Kund. And from Narad Kund, then they go away. And while going there, one by one, everyone is dropping. Only Yudhishthira is left along with the dog. And eventually, I hope this, I'm telling you the story hasn't come. No, it has not come. And that dog is actually nothing but Dharmaraj, Lord Yama. So, when the aerial car comes to take Yudhishthira to the heavens, he says, no, I cannot come unless this dog doesn't come with me. He says, why you are looking after this good for nothing dog? He says, he must have done some good, because none of my brothers and my wife has survived this journey, but this dog has survived. So he is qualified to go to heaven. And then, otherwise I am also not coming. And then that dog transformed into Lord Yamaraj, who was very happy, and then they both climbed the aerial car and went. That's the story. Then here it says, and as a result, they appointed Parikshit Maharaj, who was one of the most righteous ruler ever to live on this planet. He united the entire planet, the entire world. He was one king who was loved by everyone. He ruled for many, many years. And as long as he was ruling, till then Kalyug could not enter the realm of the earth. It could not come and affect it. And you know the story, that one day when he went, that is how this Bhagavad began. One day when he went to hunt, and there he put that snake because he was thirsty and hungry, and there was a sannyasi meditating, and because he didn't open his eyes, he became angry and put the dead snake around his neck. And the son of the yogi, he curses that in 7 days you are going to die, whoever has done this act upon my father. And therefore the Bhagavad began. Is the same Parikshit. Then in the 27th verse he says, Ya etad deva devasya Vishno karmani janmacha kirtaye shraddhaya martyaha sarva papai pramuchyate. The man who celebrates with reverence the aforesaid advent and exploits of Lord Vishnu, the adored of the gods themselves, is completely absolved from all sins. And the last verse, a man recounting as aforesaid the most auspicious, infinite and other sports, full of delightful divine feats of the Almighty Lord Sri Krishna, the dispeller of the agony of the devotees, heard of here in Srimad Bhagavata as well as in the other scriptures, bids fair to attain supreme devotion to Sri Krishna, the goal of ascetics of the highest order. And with this, we have to understand our purpose on this earth is only one, that is salvation. What is salvation? Being one with Krishna. How to be one with Krishna? Work towards it. Accept that He alone is functioning through you. Accept He alone is expressing as this whole world. And for that, what can you do? If you keep remaining focused on the variety of this world, it will never happen. Then, while moving around in this world, whatever the world is throwing at you, whatever the senses and the mind are interacting with, let it happen. But you be ever hooked on to the remembrance of the Lord, with understanding given in the 28th chapter. We are not of the caliber of Parikshit. Parikshit heard for 7 days and got realized before the snake came and bit. We have been hearing for 12 years. Still we react in this world, still we get angry, still we judge, still we have biasness, still we are attached to family, still we want to, we take the waking state to be the real, even though scriptures are telling us again and again that waking, dream, deep sleep, consider them together when you are inquiring. But we take only the waking to be real. So it is difficult. In Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to inquire and to meditate and to go into samadhi. So while wherever life has placed us, whatever we are doing, we don't have to change anything. Then while wherever you are, you continue the remembrance of the Lord. Chant His name. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Or contemplate the way it was given in the 28th chapter. But that 28th chapter, the highest truth, will click only when our mind is purified. And mind will be purified when you chant the mantra with bhava, with love, with urgency, not expecting anything, but urgency is there, as if it is your life. Then purification happens. Yesterday I was giving one example, yesterday or day before yesterday, I can't remember. When two people are in love, they forget sleep, they forget their breakfast, lunch or dinner. They are so eager to see each other. They are so eager to be in embrace of each other. They are so eager to listen to each other on phone. Is that eagerness there in our heart when we are thinking of the Lord, or we have taken Him for granted? हाँ भाई, जब अपना सब काम खत्म हो जाएगा फिर भगवान के लिए अपना 10 मिनट निकाल लेंगे. Is He our primary goal and world is secondary, or world is primary and God is secondary? That only you can decide. If we make, it's only a question of putting our attention. While living in the world, put your attention on the divine. It is possible. Right now you are doing it. You are living in the world and your attention is on the Bhagavad Satsang. Even though it is more at a periphery level, now while you are listening to the Satsang, put your attention on the conscious principle. But this has to be succinctly done every moment, every time, non-stop. इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे वैयासिक्याम् 18 साहस्र्यां पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे एकत्रिंशोऽध्यायः. Thus ends the 31st discourse in Book 11 of the great and glorious Bhagavad Puran, otherwise known as the Paramhamsa Samhita, composed by Bhagavan Ved Vyas and consisting of 18,000 shlokas. इत्येकादशस्कन्धः सम्पूर्णः. हरि ओम तत्सत्. So with this the 18,000 the total is 18,000. So now we enter into the Dwadasha Skandha. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuranam Dwadasha Skandha Adha Prathamodhyayaha. How many chapters in this? 13 chapters. Lines of King of Kali Yuga. So this will go fast. Swadhamanugate Krishne Yaduvansha Vibhushane Rajovacha. Swadhamanugate Krishne Yaduvansha Vibhushane Kasya Vansho Bhavat Prithvyam Etadachakshvame Mune. The king Parikshit submitted when Sri Krishna, the jewel of Yadu line, had left for his own realm in heaven, whose dynasty ruled over the earth. Pray tell me this, O revered sage. The sage is Shukdevji Maharaj. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Yontya Punanjayo Nama Bhavyo Barhadratho Nrupa Tasyamatvastu Shunako Hatva Swaminamatmajam Pradyota Sanyam Rajanam Kartayat Palaka Sutaha Vishakhayupastat Putro Bhavita Rajakastataha Nandivardhanastat Putraha Pancha Pradyotana ime Ashtatrinshottarashatam Bhokshanti Prithivim Rupaha. Shukdevji Maharaj, the young sage, he replies, he says, O Parikshit, Puranjaya, who had been spoken of as the last named king in the line of Bruhadratha, is yet to come. His minister Sunaka, for his part, will assassinate his master and install as king his own son named Pradyota, whose son will be called Palaka. His son will be known by the name of Vishakhyupa, and from him will follow Rajaka. His son will be called Nandivardhana. These 5 kings, collectively known as the Pradyotanas, will rule over the earth for 138 years. See how precisely it is given there. All this is recorded, or it is already known at that time that this is how it is going to unfold. Shishunagastato bhavyah काकवर्णस्तु तत्सुतः क्षेमधर्मा तस्य सुतः क्षेत्रज्ञ क्षेमधर्मजः विधिसारसुतस्तस्य आजातशत्रुर्भविष्यति दर्भकस्तु तत्सुतो भावी दर्भकस्याजयस्मृतः नन्दिवर्धन अजेयो महानन्दी सुतस्ततः शिशुनागादशैवैते षष्ट्युत्तरशतत्रयं समाभोक्ष्यन्ति पृथिवीं कुरुश्रेष्ठ कलौ नृपाः महानन्दीसुतो राजन् शूद्री गर्भोद्भवो बली महापद्मपति कश्चिन् नन्दक्षत्रवनाशकृत ततो नृपा भविष्यन्ति शूद्रप्रायास्त्वधार्मिकाः. Shishunnaga will come next, and his son will be Kakavarma Varna. The latter son, that is Kakavarma's son, will be Kshema Dharma, and Kshetrajna will be the son of Kshema Dharma. His son will be Vidhisara, and Vidhisara's son will be Ajata Shatru. Darbhaka will be the son of Darbhaka will be the son. No, क्या है? Darbhaka will be his son, and Darbhaka's son has been named as Ajaya. Nandi Vardhana will be the son of Ajaya, and Mahanandi will be the son sprung from the loins of Nandi Vardhana. These 10 kings, collectively known as the Shishunagas, alone will rule over the earth for 360 years during the age of Kali. O jewel among the Kurus, Mahanandi's mighty son, who will be born of a Shudra woman, O king, will be a certain Nanda, who will own a huge army or untold riches, and will bring about the ruin of the Kshatriya race. Thenceforth, the rulers of men will be mostly Shudras and unrighteous. So after this, the reign of the Shishunagas, after that, all the rulers who come, they will be unrighteous or Shudra rulers. Continuing. Sa ekachhatram prithvim anullangita shasanaha shasishyati mahapadmo dvitiya iva bhargavaha tasya chaštau bhavishyanti sumalya pramukha sutaha ya imam bhokshyanti mahim rajana smashatam samaha नवनंदान् द्विज कश्चित् प्रपन्नानुद्धरिष्यति तेषामभावे जगतीं मौर्या भोक्ष्यन्ति वै कलौ स एव चन्द्रगुप्तं वै द्विजोराजेऽभिषेक्ष्यति तत्सुतो वारिसारस्तु ततश्चाशोकवर्धनः सुयशा भविता तस्य संगत सुयशः सुतः शालिशूकस्ततस्तस्य सोमशर्मा भविष्यति शतधन्वा ततस्तस्य भविता तद्बृहद्रथः मौर्या ह्येते दश नृपाः सप्तत्रिंशत्शतोत्तरम् समाभोक्ष्यन्ति पृथिवीं कलौ कुरुकुलोद्वः हत्वा बृहद्रथं मौर्य तस्य सेनापति कलौ पुष्यमित्रस्तु शुङ्गाह्वः स्वयं राज्यं करिष्यति अग्निमित्रस्ततस्तस्मात् सुज्येष्ठोऽथ भविष्यति वसुमित्रो भद्रकश्च पुलिन्दो भविता ततो घोषसुतस्तस्मात् वज्रमित्रो भविष्यति ततो भागवतस्तस्मात् देवभूतिरिति श्रुतः शुङ्गादशैते भोक्ष्यन्ति भूमिं वर्षशताधिकम्. Like another Parshuram, a scion of the sage Bhrigu, the said Mahapadma will bring the entire globe under one scepter, and nobody will dare violate his commands. 8 sons with Saumaya as the eldest will be born to him. They will rule over the globe as kings for 100 years, as told, so the tradition goes. A certain Brahmana, Chanakya or Kautilya by name, and also nicknamed as Vatsayana, will uproot all the 9 Nandas, Mahapadmas, and his 8 sons who will be at his mercy. On their destruction, it is the Mauryas that will rule the earth during the Kali age. That very Brahmana will install Chandragupta on the throne. His son indeed will be what is that? Varisara and Ashokavardhana will be born to the latter. His son will be Suyasha, and Suyasha's Shamgata, and Shalishuka will be born to him, and his son will be Soma Sharma. Shatadhanva will be born to Soma Sharma, and to him Brihadrata. Indeed, these 10 Maurya kings will hold sway over the earth for 137 years in the Kali age. O jewel of Kuru line! Assassinating Brihadrata, the Maurya, his generalissimo, the military general Pushyamitra, bearing the surname of Shunga, will assume the reins of government himself. Agnimitra will be born to Pushyamitra, and to him again will be born Sugyeshtha. His son will be Vasumitra, and Vasumitra's Bhadraka. To him will be born Pulinda. Ghosha will be born as a son to Pulinda, and from Ghosha will follow Vajramitra. To him will be born Bhagavata, and to Bhagavata a son known by the name of Devabhuti. These 10 Shungas will rule the earth for more than a century. So different lineage is being taken, and he is saying how long they are going to control, their reign is going to be. 19th verse. Tata kanvaniyam bhumihi यास्यत्यल्पगुणान् नृप शृङ्गं हत्वा देवभूतिं कण्वो मात्यस्तु कामिनं स्वयं करिष्यते राज्यं वसुदेवो महामतिः तस्य पुत्रस्तु भूमित्रः तस्य नारायणसुतः नारायणस्य भविता सुशर्मा नाम विश्रुतः नारायणस्य भविता सुशर्मा नाम विश्रुतः काण्वायना इमे भूमिं चत्वारिंशच्च पञ्च च शतानि त्रीणि भोक्ष्यन्ति वर्षाणां च कलौ युगे हत्वा काण्वं सुशर्माणं तद्भृत्यो वृषलो बलि गां भोक्ष्यत्यन्ध्र जातीयः कञ्चित् कालमसत्तमः कृष्णनामाथ तद्भ्राता भविता पृथिवीपतिः श्रीशान्तकर्णस्तत्पुत्रः पौर्णमासस्तु तत्सुतः लम्बोदरस्तु तत्पुत्रः तस्माच्चिबिलको नृपः मेघस्वातिश्चिबिलकात् अटमानस्तु तस्य च अनिष्टकर्मा हालेयः तलकस्तस्य चात्मजः पुरीशभीरुस्तत्पुत्रः ततो राजा सुनन्दनः चकोरो बहवो यत्र शिवस्वातिररिन्दमः तस्यापि गोमती पुत्रः पुरीमान् भविता ततः मेधशिरा शिवस्कन्दो यज्ञश्रीतत्सुतस्ततः विजयस्तत्सुतो भाव्यः चन्द्रविघ्नसलोमदिः एते त्रिशन्नृपतयः चत्वार्यः शब्दशतानि च चत्वार्यब्दशतानि च षट्पञ्चाशच्च पृथिवीं भोक्ष्यन्ति कुरुनन्दना. Then this earth will pass on to the Kanva kings, though they will be possessed of poor merit. O protector of men, having assassinated the lewd Devbhuti of the Shrunga clan, his very clever minister Vasudev of the Kanva dynasty will as a matter of fact assume the reins of the government himself. Again, Bhumitra will be his son, and Bhumitra's son will be Narayana, and Narayana's son will be widely known by the name of Susharma. These kings of Kanva race will rule the earth for 345 years in the Kali age. Assassinating Susharma of Kanva's line, his own servant Bali, a wild Shudra of the Andhra race, will hold sway over the earth for some time. His own brother Krishna by name will succeed him as the ruler of the earth. His son will be Sri Sanatkarna, and the latter son Paurnamasa. His son will be Lambodara, and Chibilaka will succeed him as king. Meghaswati will succeed Chibilaka, and Meghaswati's son will be Atmana. Anishta Karma and Haleya will come next, and Haleya's son will be Talaka. His son will be Purishabhiru, and Sunandana will succeed him as the king. Chakora will come next, and then by turn his 8 sons collectively known as the Bahus, the last of whom will be Shivaswati, a chastiser of his foes. His son again will be Gomati Putra, and Puriman will come next. Medha Shishira and Shivaskanda will come next, and Shivaskanda's son will be Yajnashri. Vijaya will follow Yajnashri, and his son will be Chandravijna and Lomadhi. These 30 princes will successively rule over the earth for 456 years, O delight of the Kurus. Saptabhira avabhrutya dashagardhabino nrupaha kankapshodashas bhupala bhavishyantyatilolupaha tatoshtau yavana bhavya chaturdash भूयो दश गुरुण्डाश्च मौना एकादशैव तु एते भोक्ष्यन्ति पृथिवीं 10 वर्षशतानि च नवाधिकां च 90 मौना एकादशक्षितिं भोक्ष्यन्त्यप्दशतान्यङ्ग त्रीणीतैः संस्थिते ततः किलिकिलायां नृपतयोः भूतनन्दोऽथ वङ्गिरिः शिशुनन्दिश्च तद्भ्राता यशोनन्दी प्रवीरकः इत्येते वै वर्षशतं भविष्यन्तधिकानि 6 तेषां 13 सुता भवितारश्च वह्निकाः पुष्पमित्रोधराजन्यो दुर्मित्रोऽस्य तथैव च एककाला इमे भूपाः सप्तान्धा सप्तकोसलाः विदूरपतयो भाव्या निषधास्ततः एव हि. 7 Abhira princes, having their capital as at Avabhriti, 10 Gardhabhis, and 16 of Kanka dynasty, all most rapacious, will hold sway one after another as kings. Then will follow 8 Yavanas, 14 Turuskasa, Turuskakas, again 10 Gurundas, and then Maunas numbering 11 only. These 32 kings, including the Maunas, will rule over the earth for 1099 years, while the 11 Maunas will hold sway over the earth for another 300 years. तो वही हो गया 300 मतलब ब्रिटिशर्स हो गए, 1099 years मतलब द मुगल डायनेस्टी. Seems that way. Oh dear Parikshit, when they cease to be Bhutananda and his son Vanagiri, the latter's younger brother Shishunandi, his son Yashonandi, and grandson Praviraka, all these will actually reign at their capital Kilikila for 106 years only. They will leave 13 sons, collectively known as the Bahilikas. Again, there will be Pushpamitras, a Kshatriya, and even so his son Durmitra. All these will hold sway over different territories at one and the same time. 7 of these will be kings of Andhra and 7 of Koshala. The rulers of Vidura and Nishadha indeed will also come out of these the Bahalikas. Magadhanam tu bhavita Vishwasfurji Puranjayah Karishyatyapparo Varnan Pulinda Yadumadrakan Prajascha Brahma Bhuyishtaha Sthapayishyati Durmatihi वीर्यवान् क्षत्रमुत्साद्य पद्मवत्यां सवैपुरी अनुगङ्गामाप्रयागं गुप्तां भोक्ष्यति मेदिनीम् अनुगङ्गामाप्रयागं गुप्तां भोक्ष्यति मेदिनीम् सौराष्ट्रावन्त्याभीराश्च शूरा अर्बुदमालयाः व्रात्या द्विजा भविष्यन्ति शूद्रप्राया जनाधिपाः सिन्धोस्तटं चन्द्रभागां कौन्तीं काश्मीरमण्डलं भोक्ष्यन्ति व्रात्याद्या म्लेच्छाश्चाब्रह्मवर्चसः. Among the rulers of Magadha, there will be one Vishwasafurji, also known as Puranjaya the second, who will convert the higher caste into Pulindas, Yadus, and Madrakas, tribes that will be no better than Mlechas. Being evil-minded and powerful, he will exterminate the Kshatriya race and settle in the city of Padmavati, his capital, a population consisting mostly of casteless people, ruling over the well-guarded tract of land extending along the banks of the Ganga up to Prayag from Haridwar. As Kali Yuga advances, the Brahmanas of the Saurashtra, Avanti and Abhira territory and the principalities of Shura, Arbuda and Malava will become Vratyas or fallen men because of their giving up the samskaras or purificatory rites. This we see happening right now. Especially the ceremony of investiture with the sacred thread, and the rulers will be mostly of the Shudra class. Shudras, fallen Brahmanas, and members of higher castes who have given up the Vedic course of conduct, and Mlechas will rule over the banks of the Indus and Chandrabhaga rivers, the city of Kaunti and the territory of Kashmira. So it's already told Kashmira will be ruled by the Mlechas. तुल्यकाला इमे राजन् म्लेच्छप्राया च भूभृतः एते धर्मानृतपराः फल्गुदास्तीव्रमन्यवः स्त्रीबालगोद्विजघ्नाश्च परदारधनादृताः उदितास्तमितप्राया अल्पसत्त्वाल्पकायुषः असंस्कृता क्रियाहीना रजसा तमसावृताः प्रजास्ते भक्षयिष्यन्ति म्लेच्छा राजन्यरूपिणः तन्नाथास्ते जनपदाः तच्छीलाचारवादिनः अन्योन्यतो राजभिश्च क्षयं यास्यन्ति पीडिताः। इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां द्वादशस्कन्धे प्रथमोऽध्यायः। These kings, O Parikshit, who will all be contemporaries, will be no better than mlechas in their course of conduct and will be given over to unrighteousness and mendacity, illiberal and furious. They will kill women, children, cows and brahmanas, covet others' wives and wealth, experience vicissitudes of fortune in quick succession, and will be poor of strength and courage and short-lived too. They will cease to perform purificatory rites and will be devoid of righteous actions and dominated by rajas and tamas, and being mlechas in the garb of kshatriya will suck the blood of their own people. The people ruled over by them too will acquire these habits, a way of life and mode of speech, and oppressed by one another as well as by the rulers will go to ruin. Thus ends the first discourse in the book 12 of the great and glorious Bhagavad Puran, otherwise known as the Paramahංsa Samhita. Nothing to look forward to except those who are attracted by the satsang by grace of God. Ultimate righteousness is to be in love with the divine, and if we are in love with the divine, all these evil portents of Kali Yuga, all these things that are going around you, we will be protected from all that, will not be affected from all that, will not be disturbed. क्या टाइम हो गया? थक गया बोल बोल के मैं. 7:30. चलो एक और चैप्टर खत्म करते हैं. कर ले. Evils of Kali Yuga. That will be interesting. When we are reading evils of Kali Yuga, be subjective. Don't say, oh, I know someone who is behaving like this. Oh, I know someone who is like this. No, you look at it within yourself. Not your family, not your wife, not your husband, not your parents, not your children, not your grandchildren. Look at these if they are expressing in and through you. Atha dvitiyodhyayah. The evils of Kali Yuga. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Knowledge is power. If we know these are the evils, we will refrain from them. We will be alert when they approach us, when they surround us. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Tataschanudinam dharmaha satyam shaucham kshamadaya kalena balina rajan nangshatyaduyurbalam smritihi vittameva kalau nrunam janmachara gunodayah dharmanyaya vyavasthayam karanam balameva hi dampatye viruchi hetuhu मायैव व्यावहारिके स्त्रीत्वे पुंस्त्वे च हि रति विप्रत्वे सूत्रमेव हि लिंगमेवाश्रमख्यातौ अन्योन्यापति कारणं अवृत्या न्याय दौर्बल्यं पाण्डित्ये चापलं वचः अनाढ्यतैव साधुत्वे दम्भ एव तु स्वीकार एव चोद्वाहे स्नानमेव प्रसाधनम्. We'll read till here. Shri Shukdev Ji Maharaj is telling our Parikshit Maharaj what are the evils of Kali Yuga. Thenceforward, day after day, by the force of all powerful time, O King, righteousness, veracity, purity of mind and body, forgiveness, compassion, length of life, body strength, and keenness of memory will decline. In the Kali age, wealth alone will be the criterion of pedigree, morality and merit. Again, might will be the only factor determining righteousness and fairness. Rule of the mighty. So either it is the physical strength or is it the wealth strength of the wealth. And important point told was the lifespan will be very short. And we saw till about 50 years ago, 60 years ago, the lifespan was only 35 used to be, you are already old. If someone has lived to 50, he was told, Ore Bapre, And if someone has lived to 60, then Shashti Purti. Very rare people used to be there who would live to 60. But now again, I think पासा पलट रहा है. People are not dying now. बीमार हैं लेकिन जिंदा है. So, coming out of it probably, I don't know. Let's see. Personal liking will be the deciding factor of making the choice of a partner in life, and trickery alone will be the motive force in business dealings. Personal liking, it will be not be gotra, two families coming together. No, I love, therefore I will marry. उसके बाद जो होगा देखा जाएगा. Then corruption, trickery alone will be the motive force in business dealings. Capability of affording sexual delight will be the only criterion of masculine or feminine excellence, and the sacred thread will be the only mark of Brahmanhood. तो thread है, यज्ञोपवीत किया है, you are wearing the thread, but having a nice drink, eating meat, but calling yourself Brahmana. This is the hypocrisy of today's times. There are priests like this today also. So what they told then is coming true today. External marks will be the only means of knowing the ashrama or stage in life of an individual, and the only guide in determining the mode of greetings which people should adopt when meeting one another. What are the marks? Tattoos. I belong to this bikie gang, I belong to that bikie gang, I belong to this gang, I belong to blah. And if you know, even your grandparents, if they came from the village side, they will be marked with Om or Trishul or Ram stamp on your, and once you are stamped, then you are Vaishnav. If you are stamped the Trishul, then you are the Shaivait. Can't change. So that was the stamp. Another stamp is the three lines. By the lines you come to know this fellow is Shaivite. With three straight lines upwards, you know they are Vaishnavite. So only through external signs. If you put a chandan on your forehead and a red dot in between, then you know you are from Amma's ashram. Huh? Everyone has adopted certain style, and that becomes their sign of recognition. It's no longer the knowledge, it's no longer the adherence to righteousness, it's only external signs. External marks will be the only means of knowing the ashrama or stage in life of an individual, and the only guide in determining the mode of greeting which people should adopt when meeting one another. Justice will have every chance of being vitiated because of one's ability to gratify those administering it, and voluble speech will be the only criterion of scholarship. And this is what is the in Kali Yuga. The more one is able to speak, he is considered intelligent. Knowledge हो या ना हो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. You have studied or not, it doesn't matter. If you have the gift of the gab, like we are speaking, दिन भर सुबह से लेकर एवरी डे सत्संग बोले रहो, बोलते रहो, बोलते रहो, बोलते रहो, बोलते रहो. जानते कितना है? जीरो. And justice will be vitiated, meaning when in the country, when the judiciary, the judges, when they become corrupted, when they are bought, and a favorable judgment they have to make, and for that there is a prize nowadays. That is the end of the country, and this is the sign of the Kali Yuga, that these things happen, and we see that it is happening. Want of riches will be the sole test of impiety, and hypocrisy will be the only touchstone of goodness. Wealth is the motivating force, and hypocritical goodness is accepted as real. What is hypocritical goodness? Like the air hostesses smiling at you, please welcome. Your attention is not on their hypocrisy, your attention is on their figure, your attention is on their handsomeness. मन में चल रहा है, अरे बेवकूफ फिर आ गया ये, कितनी बार लोग, how many days I have to do this? Want of riches will be the sole test of impiety, and hypocrisy will be the only touchstone of goodness. Mutual consent will be the sole determining factor in marriage, and toilet alone will be regarded as a sign of baat. Arey baap re. Going to toilet means you have cleaned yourself. Taking shower is not cleaning yourself. I have heard from people in America, they go maybe once or twice a week to the toilet because of their eating habits. Every second person is having, about every second person, majority of the people are having trouble there. बट हम तो हैं कि जो दिन में 2 बार नहाना है, 2 times a bath. In India I know people take 3 times bath. But here defecating is equal to taking bath. फिर उसके बाद क्या करो? Like a cat, lick yourself clean. बात हो गया. Put your fingers into the Ganga jal. Sprinkle गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिंधु कावेरी जलेस्मिन् सन्निधिं. हो गया स्नान. Laziness. A distant tank or pond will be the only holy resort for bath, and wearing long hair will be regarded as the only sign of beauty. Filling one's belly will be the only end of human pursuit, and audacity of speech will be the only criterion of veracity. This you watch everywhere, it is going on. लॉयर्स क्या कर रहे हैं? यही कर रहे हैं. दे प्रूव an innocent to be guilty and a guilty to be innocent only by speech, nothing else. How they are able to twist the facts, how they are able to make the judge and the jury to doubt the facts that are present there and twist them, and that for that we require the acumen of the tongue. Audacity of speech. Skill will consist in supporting one's family. Virtuous deeds will be performed only with the object of gaining fame. So you look around everywhere, nobody is thinking of the God, nobody is thinking of the totality. Majority of the people, 99%, what? Me, my family, my children, my parents. मैं और मेरा कुटुंब. Me and my family. Nothing wrong, but these are the signs of Kali Yuga, where we are addicted, only infatuated by our own family. We have to be in love with the divine. The journey, the human birth is here to be in love with divine, not to be in love with family. Family is only the support structure so that you can continue your journey to the divine. But instead, we have taken God as the support structure to continue our journey in the family. Ulta. Exactly 180 degrees other side. And virtuous deeds will be performed only with the object of gaining fame. So, actions are performed only to gain name and fame in the society, in the world. And when in this way the terrestrial globe will be overrun by wicked people, the person who would prove to be the most powerful among the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras will become the ruler, robbed of their wealth, and women, by greedy and merciless Kshatriyas behaving like robbers, people will resort to mountains and forests and subsist on leaves, roots, meats, honey, fruits, flowers and seeds. I think that period is over when this used to happen. Zamidars, Chaudhries, Patils, सबका खून पी जाते थे वो, कुछ छोड़ते नहीं थे. Everything was for their picking because they are the overlords of that village or town or whatever of the land. Kshetrapal. Already oppressed by famine and heavy taxation, people will perish through drought, excessive cold, storms, scorching sunshine, heavy rains, snowfall, and mutual conflict. In the all this has happened and is happening. Look at Africa; it is going through this right now. Look at India; we are going through right now. Look at Queensland; it is going through right now. Why? Whole world is going through the pandemic anyway at the moment. In the age of Kali, men will be tormented by hunger and thirst, ailments and worry, and their maximum age will be only 20 to 30 years maximum. This time has passed, as I said before. When through the evil effect of Kali the bodies of men get reduced in size and emaciated, the righteous course chalked out by the Vedas for men following the system of Varnas, grades of society, and ashrama stages in life gets lost. पेट भरने के लिए जगह नहीं है, तुम आश्रम फॉलो करोगे, वर्ण फॉलो करोगे, किसके पास टाइम है? दे आर ओनली वरीड अबाउट द नेक्स्ट मील. When religion is replaced by hearsay to a large extent and rulers mostly turn out to be the thieves, when men take to various pursuits like theft, mendacity, wanton destruction of life, and so on, when members of the three higher castes are mostly converted into Shudras and cows are reduced to the size of she goats and begin to yield as much milk, when people belonging to the four ashramas mostly become householders and the connotation of relationship will extend only to the relatives of one's wife, annual plants get stunted in growth and trees are mostly reduced to the size of shami, a small tree. Clouds will mostly end in flashes of lightning rather than pour rain, and dwellings will mostly look desolate for want of hospitality to strangers. In this way, when the Kali age, whose career is so severe to the people as well nay past, the Lord will appear in his divine form consisting of sattva alone for the protection of virtue. This will be his next form. मैंने पूरा ही पढ़ लिया. हमने did we read the whole thing till 16? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Charachara Gurur Vishnoho, this is 17th verse now. Charachara Gurur Vishnoho Ishwarasya Khilatmanaha Dharmatranaya Sadhunam Janma Karma Panutaye संभलग्राममुख्यस्य ब्राह्मणस्य महात्मनः भवने विष्णुयशसः कल्की प्रादुर्भविष्यति अश्वमाशुगमारुह्य देवदत्तं जगत्पतिः असिना साधु दमनम् अष्टैश्वर्यगुणान्वितः विचरन्नाशुनाक्षोण्यां हयेना प्रतिमद्युतिः नृपलिंगच्छदो दस्यून् कोटिशो निहनिष्यति. Lord Vishnu, adored of the whole animate and inanimate creation, that is sentient and insentient, that is consciousness and conscious and matter, and the soul of the universe, appears in this world of matter for protecting the virtue of the righteous and wiping out the entire stock of their karma and thereby liberating them. The Lord will appear under the name of Kalki in the house of a high-souled Vishnu Yasa, the foremost Brahmana of the village of Shambhala. कहाँ है ये पता नहीं. Riding a fleet horse named Devadatta, obviously because it will be presented to him by the gods and capable of subduing the wicked, the Lord of the universe, wielding the well known eight divine powers, Anima, Garima, etc., and possessed of endless virtues and matchless splendor, will traverse the globe on that swift horse and exterminate with his sword in tens of millions robbers wearing the insignia of royalty. Let's wait for this time. Or you can invoke Kalki right now within you and kill all the negativities within you. अथ तेषां भविष्यन्ति मनांसि विशदानि वै वासुदेवाङ्गरागाति पुण्यगन्धानिलस्पृशां पौरजानपदानां वै हे हतेष्वखिलदस्युषु पौरजानपदानां वै हतेष्वखिलदस्युषु तेषां प्रजाविसर्गश्च स्थविष्टसम्भविष्यति वासुदेवे भगवति सत्वमूर्तौ हृदि स्थिते यदावतीर्णो भगवान् कल्की धर्मपतिर्हरिः कृतं भविष्यति तदा प्रजासूतिश्च सात्विकी यदा चन्द्रश्च सूर्यश्च तथा तिष्य बृहस्पति एकराशौ समेष्यन्ति तदा भवति तत्कृतम्. Now when all the robbers are thus exterminated, the minds of the people of the cities and the countryside will become pure. Indeed, because of their enjoying the breezes wafting the most sacred fragrances of pigment on the person of Lord Vasudeva. With Lord Vasudeva, the embodiment of strength in their hearts, their progeny will grow exceedingly strong as before. When Lord Sri Hari, the protector of Dharma, appears as Kalki, Satyuga will prevail once more at that time, and the progeny of the people will be a Sattvika, virtuous disposition. When the moon, the sun, and the Jupiter rise together at one zodiacal house, and the Pushya constellation is in the ascendant, then it will be known as Satyuga. So after Kali Yuga, it is Satyuga. Maybe we are entering into it. ये तीता वर्तमाना ये भविष्यन्ति च पार्थिवाः ते त उद्देशत प्रोक्ता वंशीया सोमसूर्ययोः आरभ्य भवतो जन्म यावन्नन्दाभिषेचनम् एतद्वर्षसहस्रं तु शतं पञ्चदशोत्तरं सप्तर्षीणां तु यौ पूर्वौ दृश्येते उदितौ दिवि तयोस्तु मध्ये नक्षत्रं दृश्यते यत् समं निशि तेनैते ऋषयो युक्ताः तिष्ठन्त्यब्दशतं नृणां ये त्वदीये द्विजाः काले अधुना चाश्रिता मघाः. Those kings of the solar and lunar dynasties who are no more, who are present and who are yet to come, have been briefly mentioned to you. The period commencing from your birth and ending with the coronation of Nanda would come to 1115 years, when Nandas is the Mahanandas, and when constellations comprising the Great Bear rise in the heavens, two of them become visible. First, midway between the northwestern line appears at night one of the constellations from among Ashwini and others. The stars of the Great Bear remain united with that constellation for 100 human years. The said stars now appear near the constellation known by the name Magha during your regime. So he is explaining all that. We'll just read it. Vishnor Bhagavato Bhanuhu Krishnakhe Sau Devam Gataha Tada Vishat Kalir Lokam पापे यद् रमते जनः यावत् स पादपद्माभ्यां स्पृशन्नास्ते रमापतिः तावत् कलिर्वै पृथिवीं पराक्रान्तुं न चाशकत् सदा देवर्षयः सप्त मघासु विचरन्ति तदा प्रवृत्तस्तु कलिः द्वादशाब्दशतात्मकः यदा मघाभ्यो यास्यन्ति पूर्वाषाढां महर्षयः तदानन्दात् प्रभृत्येष कलिर्वृद्धिं गमिष्यति यस्मिन् कृष्णो दिवं यातः तस्मिन्नेव तदाहनि प्रतिपन्नं कलियुगम् इति प्राहुः पुराविदः दिव्याब्दानां सहस्रान्ते चतुर्थे तु पुनः कृतं भविष्यति यदा नूनां मन आत्मप्रकाशकम्. The all-effulgent personality consisting of pure sattva, the Lord Vishnu himself, appeared under the name of Sri Krishna. The moment he ascended to his divine abode in heaven, the Kali age entered the world, where people take delight in sin. So long as the aforesaid Lord of Lakshmi touched the earth, Kali could not prevail over it. When the 7 stars constituting the Great Bear enter the constellation of Magha, Kali Yuga embarks on its career of 1200 celestial years or 432,000 human years. Sorry, Bapre. 432,000 human years. When from the Magha, the stars of the Great Bear pass on to the constellation of Purva Sadha, then from the time of King Mahapadma, Nanda onwards, Kali will gain ascendancy. Persons learned in ancient history maintain that the age of Kali set in on the very moment Sri Krishna ascended to his abode in heaven. Parikshit, at the end of 1000 celestial years of the 4th Yuga, Kali Yuga, Kruti Yuga will prevail again, when the mind of men will reveal to them the true nature of the self. So, if we take 432,000 years, then only 5,500 years are over. Lot more is coming. But according to Lahiri Mahashaya, Yukteswar Giri Maharaj or Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, they calculate it according to each Yuga as 1200 years. So Kali Yuga is 1200 years. That's told here also, 100 something, 89, 99 years. Dwapar Yuga is double that size. Double the size of Kali Yuga. Treta Yuga is 3 times 1200 years. And Kruta Yuga is 4 times the size of Kali Yuga. So from that point of view, maybe we have entered into Satyug. Research and let me know. इत्येष मानवो वंशो यथा संख्यायते भुवि तथा विशूद्र विप्राणां तास्ताग्नेया युगे युगे एतेषां नामलिङ्गानां पुरुषाणां महात्मनां कथामात्रावशिष्टानां कीर्तिरेव स्थिता भुवि देवापि शन्तनोर्भ्राता मरुश्चेक्ष्वा कुवंशजः कलापग्राम आसाते महायोगबलान्वितौ ताविहैत्य कलेरन्ते वासुदेवानुशिक्षितौ वर्णाश्रमयुतं धर्मं पूर्ववत् प्रथयिष्यतः कृतं त्रेता द्वापरं च कलिश्चेति चतुर्युगम् अनेन क्रमयोगेन भुवि प्राणिषु वर्तते राजन्नेते मया प्रोक्ता नरदेवास्तथा परे भूमौ ममत्वं कृत्वान्ते हित्वे मां निधनं गताः कृमिविड्भस्म संज्ञान्ते राजनाम्नोऽपि यस्य च भूतदृक् तत्कृते स्वार्थं किं वेद निरयो यतः कथं सेयमखण्डा भूः पूर्वैर्मे पुरुषैर्धृता मत्पुत्रस्य च पौत्रस्य मत्पूर्वा वंशजस्य वा तेजोवन्नमयं कायं गृहीत्वात्मतया बुधाः महीं ममतया चौभौ हित्वान्ते दर्शनं गताः ये ये भूपतयो राजन् भुञ्जन्ति भुवमोजसा कालेन ते कृता सर्वे कथा मात्रा कथासु च. Even as the careers of the Manu race on earth has been described with its ups and downs, the rise and fall from age to age of the Vaishyas, Shudras and Brahmanas too should be similarly understood. Of the high-souled men mentioned herefore, who are now known merely by their names and who survive in the form of their stories only, glory alone remains on the earth. Devapi, brother of Shantanu, and Maru of Ikshvaku line, both of whom are possessed of great powers of yoga, are still alive in the village of Kalapa. Instructed and commanded by Lord Vasudeva Kalki, both will appear once more on the earth at the close of the Kali age and propagate virtues as before, along with institution of varnas, grades of society, and ashramas, stages of life. The round of the four yugas, the Satya, Treta, Dwapar and Kali, runs its course in its order of sequence for all living beings on earth. These rulers of men, mentioned by me as also others, claimed this earth as their own, but they had to leave it in the end and died. O king, he who perpetrates violence against living beings for the sake of this body, which will be ultimately called by the name of worm, excrement, or ashes, no matter if it enjoys the title of king at present, is not alive to his own interest, for such violence surely paves the way to hell. Meaning, everybody, whether you are burnt, whether you are cremated, whether you are thrown off a pillar like in the Parsi religion, you are going down into dust as worms or ashes or food for someone. And yet we are having so much arrogance, we are having so much of ego, my way or the highway, so much arrogance that I am the owner, I am the master of the house, I am the boss, I am this, I am that. It's not going to take us anywhere. The basic feeling of brotherhood among humans, that is diminishing day by day. We'll have to leave it in the end. Everyone has to leave their body. We have to use the body to gain nishreyas. But we are using the body to gain preyas. Only bricks and mortars, only money, only properties, only shares, only portfolios. Body is meant to gain the infinite. Instead, our journey is towards the dead, not towards the divine. Instead of following God, we are following dog. That is the terribleness of today's society. How may this earth, held in sovereignty entirely by, is this the one? He who perpetrates violence against living beings for the sake of this body, which will be ultimately called by the name of worm, excrement, or ashes, no matter if it enjoys the title of king, now is not alive to his own interest, for such violence surely pays way to hell, Narak. How may this earth, held in sovereignty entirely by my forebears and now enjoyed by me, continue to be in possession of my son and grandson and posterity, indulging in such anxious thoughts, rulers wanting in wisdom and looking upon body, which is a product of fire, water, and food, as their own self, and the earth as their possession, have eventually quitted both and vanished into nothing. All those rulers, O king, who by force of their might enjoyed the sovereignty of the globe, have been converted into mere themes of stories narrated in discourses. This is another important point. Every king who has been mentioned in this Bhagavad Mahapuran, the various lineages of the past and those who are to come, and we have seen those who were in the past, so great ones, including the Pandavas, including Bhishma Pitamaha. Everyone has gone back to the dust. और हम 30 मार खाएं जो कल पैदा हुए हैं. That do we have any power, control, acumen, abilities, capabilities as Bhishma Pitamaha or as Pandavas? Nothing. All we can do is we are expert at being lazy, not at anything else. वैक्यूम करने बोलो, हाँ फिर से करना पड़ता है. गार्डनिंग करने बोलो, हाँ फिर से करना पड़ता है. खाना बनाने बोलो, हाँ घर से बनाना पड़ता है. Instantly they want everything in their hands. Everything should be provided for them. They don't want to do, human being doesn't want to do anything. And that's how the society is turning into. Only owning the earth, and that is a sign of prosperity. Owning wealth, that is a sign of prosperity. Wearing good clothes, that is a sign of prosperity. Driving expensive cars, that is a sign of prosperity. Driving Mercedes Benz and having Vaishnava or Shaivite lines up horizontal or parallel to the earth, that's a sign of I am a Pandit, I am a Brahmin. And secretly drinking, secretly eating meat, secretly doing all wrong things. And that becomes a sign of prosperity. And those who are having the knowledge but are not, don't have the gift of the gab, those who are educated but do not advertise, are not able to convince. Those who don't know anything, they are able to convince because they got a sharp tongue. And those who don't have a sharp tongue, they cannot hold the argument, they cannot hold a discussion. Doesn't mean that they are good for nothing. We don't look at the character of a person, we don't look at the qualities of a person. Our assessment of quality is only at a periphery level, not at depth of a person. How is he in his heart? We are looking at what his acumen is. Oh, he is painting, I think my son is going to become a painter. He kicks a ball properly, I think he wants to become a soccer player. 2 weeks of obsession with cricket, I think I must put him into a cricket club. It's pathetic, man. जैसे कि पहले दुनिया में कभी कोई बाप ही नहीं बना. Let them unfold. But we are so obsessed. We want to gather more and more and more so that we can give it to the progeny. We can give it to our children. Our thinking is only for the children. Our thinking is not for the society. Our thinking is not for the general good. And when the thinking comes to the general good, $5 here, $10 there, 100,000 rupees here, 20,000 rupees there, and we feel we have done, we are contributing. We are not only selfish, we contribute to the society, we contribute. खाक करते हैं हम. अपने अंदर झांक के देखना है हमको. पर क्या है, in this Kalyuga, these type of thoughts of selfishness, of hypocrisy, of they naturally arise because of the time. And it's a continuous battle with these. And the only way we can battle with these unwanted, negative thoughts is by taking the Lord's name. That is the only way out for us. We must not take the Lord's name because we want something from in return. Give me more property, give me more wealth, give me more. उसका कोई end नहीं है. Where are we? So all the stories and all the glories of the various kings we have seen, all of them have gone back to dust. Today's politicians, yesterday's politicians, future politicians are all going to be like this. अब बीच में एक आ जाता है कोई, you may say Modi is good, but for many people he is not good. We don't know what is good and what is bad. We are only looking at this. Those farmers, they will be thinking, I don't know the whole situation. But he seems to be a sannyasi. He seems to be unattached to everything. He seems to have a mind where he is committed for the betterment of the world. But there are negative, so many forces against him. They will not let him survive. तो ये कलयुग में ऐसे ही होने वाला है. The only solution out of this Kalyug is the divine name, and that is the topic of the next chapter. Vanity of kings, righteous conduct for every yuga, the means to escape the evils of Kali Yuga, loud chanting of the divine name, not mental chanting, loud chanting. We will conclude here. मैं थक गया अभी बोल बोल के, पढ़ पढ़ के. It's all. So we'll take it from there. We'll take it from our chapter 3. ये तो फटाफट हो गया. मैं सोचा पता नहीं कितने महीने लग जाएंगे. 2 chapters already over, man. Yoo-hoo. ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. Oh, I forgot. इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां 12 स्कन्धे द्वितीयोऽध्यायः. Thus ends the second discourse in book 12 of the great and glorious Bhagavad Puran, otherwise known as Paramahamsa Samhita. थोड़ा स्लो था, but king after king, lineage after lineage. But if we have to complete the go through the whole Bhagavad Puran, and we have to read it. फिर भी मैंने बीच में कितना I did not chant about 10-15 verses in the second chapter. Excuse me, Bhagavad Mahapuran.